Hello, my name is Michael Taylor of Shelling Point, and in the next few minutes I want to review the use of alignment optimization in the form of an alignment cycle in an IT outsourcing relationship. In such relationships there are two parties, one playing the role of the customer and the other playing the role of the supplier, vendor, partner. The relationship management methodology might range from the informal, unstructured, as required meetings to highly formalized scorecards with formal agendas, possibly even facilitated with a third-party organization. What we're looking for in either situation is a complete set of facts and opinions that are necessary to make an accurate prescription of what is required to optimize the relationship. To do so, there are four dimensions. One is participation from all relevant stakeholders. Two is coverage of all the relevant themes relative to the subject, from governance, objective clarity, roles and responsibilities, skills, etc. And also ensuring there's sufficient personal safety so that participants won't just express those easy to discuss opinions, but will also have the ability to share perhaps the difficult to discuss opinions. And that those opinions cover all four Goober categories. The Goober categories being the four classes of thought that drive an individual's action and inaction around a subject. Using alignment optimization in IT outsourcing relationships, we've found that typically groups are using an incomplete data set of opinion, somehow missing on one to all four of these dimensions. Consequently, they're generating analyses and prescriptions for action that are logical but to some degree flawed. What I want to do here is review some key steps in a particular case. As you can see here, this is an IT outsourcing relationship, a fairly sizable one. And what we want to do first of all is understand that in outsourcing relationships, while there might be two parties, there are three key points of alignment that need to be managed within the supplier, within the customer, and between the customer and the supplier. So first of all, in terms of measuring alignment, the first activity is a three-step virtual dialogue. First of all necessary opinions are gathered from the participants. Those opinions are shared back with everybody in a manner that allows them to privately express their views of those opinions. And then as a third step, people are allowed to provide their reasoning behind their responses. What this enables us to do is to then draw conclusions about the degree of alignment and misalignment amongst the group. And there are four categories. First of all, there is the alignment groups thought they had. Second is the alignment they didn't realize they had, from which new value can often be generated. There is the misalignment they thought they had. And then there is the misalignment they didn't realize they had, for which they're paying a cost of misalignment. This analysis then enables us to prioritize what should happen in terms of how these items should be treated going forward. In this case, as you can see from the tag cloud here, there were 167 unique opinions expressed by 16 individuals. Now, if we look at a couple of examples, in terms of the customer, we found that there was full alignment within the customer, that they did not have realistic expectations about what can be accomplished in what time frame with the given resources. They shared that concern internally. At the same time, the customer group was misaligned as to whether or not they were displaying a common and consistent set of priorities to their outsourcer. In terms of the outsourcing organization, they were aligned that they felt that they should provide a more comprehensive approach to metrics for the customer, illustrating their knowledge of best practices. However, there was misalignment within the supplier over concerns around root cause and root cause analysis for certain issues and how that might be papered over if they just apply process automation. And then between the customer and supplier, Here's a couple of examples of where both customer and supplier agreed that 1. The future state program management office organization must be in place and operating by June 18th. And at the same time, an indicator of success will be when the PeopleSource PMO and the ABC PMO are both installing best practices across the partnership. However, a couple of the misalignments between the customer and the supplier was a concern that the customer ABC was fearful due to their experience with a prior outsourcer and was judging the new outsourcing firm too much against that experience, and at the same time that their customer was asking the outsourcer to do certain things around processes that would not be considered best practice. And again, there was misalignment between the customer and supplier as to whether these two things were happening. So in terms of maximizing alignment, in terms of the 4 steps, the first being we need to confirm the key assumptions to make sure everyone is on the same page around the current state. Next, we need to clarify exactly what success looks like in terms of what will and will not be attained. 3, we need to remove any constraints or negative side effects from taking action and make sure that the plan is actually viable and sustainable. And as a result of any actions that are generated from those first 3, we need to sequence them onto a time phase roadmap. An example of one of the key assumptions around which initially there was not alignment amongst the customer and supplier, both between them and within them, was, as you can see here, is if the Symphony improvement program is not successful, nothing else we do in this contract matters. And that was a core stake in the ground that was put in place as a result of the analysis. In terms of one of the objectives, the group agreed that the customer would make all policy decisions in their highly regulated environment, but they would accept the outsourcing experts' recommendations on how to go about implementing those policies. And third, both parties, due to recognition of the analytics that a lot of the misalignment was due to misunderstanding and lack of knowledge on the part of many, was that the 2 organizations would co-author a document that would allow them to engage in discussions to clear up any misunderstanding about what was expected from the relationship. Consequently, as these and many other actions were surfaced through the process, these were placed onto the time-phased roadmap, and that roadmap was organized into the items that were most urgent, followed by urgent, and then normal, and the actions were organized by work stream, ranging from the high-level clarification of business requirements down to how to optimize the culture of the relationship for a healthy 7-year contract. So what we've done here is we've reviewed the measure and maximize stages of the alignment cycle that set the group up to act with highly coordinated action. One of the organizations that is using this methodology is the Foundation for Strategic Sourcing. This is an organization that specializes in enabling consumer packaged goods companies and their contract manufacturers and suppliers to optimize their relationships, and the alignment optimization technique is deployed in a unique service that's available from this organization, which is PACT, the Partner Alignment and Collaboration Tool. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope this was a valuable explanation of the use of alignment optimization in IT outsourcing relationships. Thank you.